confusion in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone,
go.
Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Above the Fold. And this is episode 24. Joining me this week, we have our usual suspects and a special guest. So we've got Nuns and Moses.
Hello, hello, hello.
And we have Arrow.
Hello.
And we also have Ben.
Hello.
Ben, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So you go by Marzipan underscore TV on Twitch.
Yes.
Just real quick, I want to know, where the hell did that come from?
So it was years ago now. And it's really weird because I had a dream and I had like a pink elephant that was like fluffy, but it was the size of a dog. And it was like, I'm going to call it Marzipan. And I woke up and then it just kind of stuck and it became my PlayStation tag. And that's it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's brilliant.
Very nice.
Right. So welcome everybody in the chat. We got Shadowfly. We got Patty de Villaluz. I'm sorry. I've just butchered that. I'm so sorry. Anyway, let's move on. We've got an awesome episode for you guys this week. We'll be talking about Netflix's plans to bring some Assassin's Creed games to the TV show era, space, and we got Gears 5 with their next gen update, story DLC, as well as a lot of AMD news, which I'm sure Adam will enjoy talking through with you. But first, let's talk about our special guest. It's we do this. Arrow likes to say, "What's your origin story?" But that's his jam, not mine. So, what if you were making a prequel series? What would no? I won't do that. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Just to highlight.
All right. So my name is Ben or Marzipan. I'm 25 years old and I stream full time. And I stream to raise awareness about mental health and help people embrace and confront the issues that they're facing, and also just to help raise money for charities like mine. That's been my mission on Twitch, basically.
That's a good ass mission, man. You're doing very well. I checked you out the other day, and I was watching you playing Evil Within. Within the first 30 seconds, I was laughing my ass off, and I think you know why, because we saw that very pale white monster, and you can imagine the first thing that popped into everybody's head when we saw that.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you so much for joining us. So let's start at the very beginning. So we're all gamers here, aren't we? We all had like our first console. I want to know, what was your first game? What was the first console you had growing up? And yeah,
the first game I've ever played was Super Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo, which belonged to my dad back in the day. That's just one of my favorite games of all time. That's just stuck with me. We still have the console in the living room. I sometimes go on it every now and then. But my first console was the PS2 with Crash Bandicoot and the Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, good lad.
Yeah,
good.
Very nice.
Classics.
So, I don't know. This question is usually a bit difficult for people. Why do you think you're still playing video games to this day? Like, what's out there right now, which is keeping you coming back each day?
Well, for me personally, I instantly fell in love with it, but I've looking back at it and trying to work out why. I feel like it comes down to the escapism of it all, because you can go into these fantastical stories, completely unrealistic scenarios which will never happen in the real world, but then you can forget about the real world and immerse yourself into this completely different world. So it just kind of keeps everything fresh and exciting, and I just love getting drawn into all these different stories and characters.
That is the perfect answer.
Someone is
especially when-
prepared. Jesus.
You
Where
weren't
did you
joking.
find him?
And I'm like, wait.
This
No
show does not
stones-
run off plans. You
I
should
know,
know that
right?
by
It's
now.
like
Come on.
literally on point answers. Hello.
I love it. I love it.
Very good.
Right, well, yeah, that it was like the best possible answer, I think, because I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that's why we're all doing it. Let's be honest, the world is a shit place right now. So, escapism. I mean, Marzipan's currently fighting a semen demon. So we've all got our own little escapisms going on. And if you've played Evil Within 2, you know exactly who I'm on about.
Yeah, that is the game, not November, to make it clear.
Oh, Lord.
Well, we almost. How long did we make it before somebody mentioned No Nut November? Right.
That's true.
So, what was the first game that you decided to stream? And why did you? How did you get into that space? Did someone pull you along, or was it just something you just wanted to jump in yourself?
I think I met someone at university who was friends with my girlfriend at the time that streamed, and it just looked kind of cool to me. And I had a PlayStation with me, so obviously you could connect that directly to Twitch. So I used to stream the Doom in 2016 before Eternal. Used that on and off between like wherever I was doing at university, but then I properly started streaming just about 2 years ago now. Playing Black Ops 4 on my PS4, and then it took off and people started watching more and I got really into it. So that's when I started to commit to it full time, and then I moved on to the PC and just gathered all this equipment along the way.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at now.
So, would you consider yourself a PlayStation boy or an Xbox boy?
That's tricky because I had a PS2, had a PS3, got an Xbox 360, got a PS4, nearly got an Xbox One. So I don't know what I'm going to do if I'm going to get a console this time around, but I'm literally on the fence between the two. But
There
I
is
say
a
that
wrong
I
answer.
enjoyed the
There's a wrong answer.
360. I enjoyed the 360 more than the PlayStation consoles. To be fair, like Halo and all that was the Gears of War. So just unbeatable, really.
Good man. Good man. So, what's your favorite Call of Duty?
Probably
Lots?
the first Modern Warfare.
Ooh.
Call of Duty
Yeah.
4. That was my
Just-
first. Yeah, that was my first. Call of
Yeah,
Duty.
that was my first COD too, and I never played an online game before, like until then. Well, apart from like World of Warcraft. But then that was like my first online shooter experience, and it was insane. And then obviously Modern Warfare 2 came out, and Black Ops, and they were amazing, but nothing obviously hits the same as the first time.
No, it doesn't, does it? Well, you've said all the right things today.
Absolutely.
So, what do you look into? What do you look for in a video game? I mean, we've had a few guests on here answer this question differently. Do you go for your favorite game, or do you go for the most popular game, or do you just like? What's your approach to finding a game to stream? Because I suppose a lot of people have just let the community decide, haven't they? Like they've got a good enough following to know what they think you might like, and they just recommend your games. But I'm curious to see your approach because you mentioned you were playing Apex and now Evil Within. I don't know many people who play Evil Within who enjoy Evil Within. Took me years to get Arrow to play Evil Within.
Well, you know why. But carry on.
Yeah, we know.
Well, I'll always have the games I'll go back to and stream consistently, like forever, like League of Legends, Smite, World of Warcraft. But like, obviously, then like my community recommends a game, I'll check it out, and if it like ticks boxes, it's like, yeah, I'll give that a go, and I end up really enjoying it. Like Evil Within, like I'm the jumpiest person you'll ever meet, but I'm actually like really enjoying the characters and the story. So I think that's one thing I definitely look for in a game. But I always say like gameplay over graphics or anything. Like you got to enjoy actually physically playing it.
Yeah,
to get into it.
Absolutely. So, do you play much off streams or anything you have going on behind the scenes, behind the camera that typically don't stream?
Just like Apex, World of Warcraft, League of Legends. I play a lot off screen because obviously October's Halloween, so I've been streaming basically horror games all month. So I've just been gaming on League and Smite and all that off stream a lot recently. But then I'll always be just doing the odd games every now and then off stream, like.
Oh, very good. So, what consoles do you have right now? Like, what's your current lineup? Do you have a Switch? You into that kind of thing? Or is it just PC right now?
I had a Switch and sold it because I needed the money. But I have Super Nintendo, PS4, which is just my Netflix machine right now, and mainly PC. Yeah.
You have a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
What games do you have on it?
Obviously Super Castlevania 4, Mortal Kombat, the original,
Ah,
yeah, which is awesome.
excellent.
Super Mario World,
Okay.
and there's like a prototype something. I can't remember. I don't really play that one.
Very
Oh, very
nice.
good.
That's some
Very
pretty
good.
Very
good
good.
games.
I've got a mini SNES, and I pretty much packed it with ROMs. I don't actually play any SNES games on it, but yeah. So we're almost at the end of the interrogation, Ben. So just want to know, what are your you've mentioned one of them already, but what are your 3 favorite games of all time?
All right, so like when I read this on the sheet, like I was like trying to rack my head about this for ages because I couldn't decide. But I'd have to say World of Warcraft because I've been playing that for like 14 years, and it's a good way for me to keep in contact with my friends. Like it's a really good social game, and I just love it in general. Obviously Super Castlevania 4 because it's the game I played with my dad. It was my first game. It's like just great nostalgia. Like we used to write all the save codes on like pieces of paper because you couldn't save it online back then. And then I think my last one would be Silent Hill because that's what introduced me into horror. And I used to go around to my mate's house, which he had a PlayStation 1, and we used to play that, which was
Wow.
pretty
Okay.
cool.
Didn't they? I think I read something about fans making a new port of Silent Hill 2. Like
Oh,
I
nice.
think I read, yeah, I read it somewhere. I can't remember what it was on GameSpot, but I definitely saw it though. So it might be something to look into. I know, like you mentioned, you do like Silent Hill, so yeah,
Don't
check that
let
out.
my community know. I don't want to play any horrors.
Dude, I figured
Speak
out, man.
there.
I figured out. Jesus.
I used to watch my uncle play Silent Hill 1 on the original PlayStation, and it scared the shit out of me. I must have been, well, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something stupid like that, and I was far too young to be watching him play that.
This is grand.
Yeah, this was Grant. Yeah, he played all kinds of crap on his PlayStation.
Mm.
It scared the crap out of me. So yeah, I mean, I don't think we've had those games before. I mean, me and Adam, me and Nuns, we go back a long time. We've dabbled in the World of Warcraft. I had to stop playing it because I just wasn't going to uni. I just and an old friend of mine. We spent a week straight at the desk playing World of Warcraft, barely eating, barely sleeping, just playing World of Warcraft from the time I wake up to the time I fall asleep.
Sounds great.
But
Sounds great.
it was until you realise, it's a week later and you kind of smell a bit weird. So
I used to have sleepovers with my mates playing World of Warcraft, and we stay up all night playing it. And obviously, I would fall asleep at like 11 in the morning, and my mum would literally physically be banging on the door to wake me up to take me home. And the neighbour thought she was trying to break into the house once. So.
I think the last time I played World of Warcraft was at the beginning of lockdown. Me and a friend said, right, okay, keep us something busy over the lockdown. We'll create a new character. And I think we got up to like level 25, 30 and kind of drifted apart and didn't play it. I think I need to get back into that. I do need to give it another go because I spent a lot of time a few years back. I had a few year break, and it's one of them games you can just jump in and out, even though there's that many DLCs and stuff are coming out and the storyline changes if there's any. But yeah, it is a good game just to jump in and out and go, you know what, I'm going to get to level 30 in the next couple of months. That sort of thing.
Well, we got 4 weeks now, so.
That's true, yeah. Well, I might have to hit you up on there if you don't mind boosting me through some raids or something.
Mythic dungeons and stuff. Hell yeah.
Dungeons, yeah, that's it, yeah.
I always have the problem with those kind of games of not playing it for years, coming back to it and not knowing what anything does on my toolbar. Like there's so many, I had them all set out perfectly, for combos and stuff, for rotations, and come back to it like I don't even know what the fuck is going on here. So I start again, then I burn myself out, and I don't want to play again for months. So it's a vicious cycle.
There's a lot of mods and stuff you can get on now. I mean, tons and tons of mods. You see people on. I do on the odd occasion watch people on Twitch play while doing the raids, except when the new raid comes out or something, and you see that much stuff on the screen. You can just see the character in the middle. He's got like teammates, like health bars on the left and right, and all the countdowns, the cooling. Oh, just
Yeah.
unbelievable the amount
Chaotic.
of
I
mod,
definitely
yeah.
think WoW's one of the games that if you're gonna watch a streamer play it, you're gonna have to play the game to like watch it.
That's
You have
true,
to know
yeah.
what's going on. Otherwise, you're like, I don't understand what's going on here. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Good stuff. Well, thank you. You passed the interrogation. One final. In fact, no, you haven't. There's one final question I completely forgot about. What unreleased game are you looking
Ooh.
forward to? And don't say Cyberpunk.
let me scratch that one off my notepad then.
I
It-
purposely that was on there originally, but I took it off.
no,
so I
it's too
wanted to put it in
easy.
the
Yeah.
spot.
I'd probably say Demon Souls remaster then.
Ah,
Like,
yes.
Cannot wait
Okay.
for that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
You're a
then,
fan of the Soulsborne, are you?
oh hell yeah, all the Souls games.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
gonna get on. All
I
right.
used to speedrun the Dark Souls one.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, good luck.
Just throw that out there. I used to just speed that run, like just easy.
Yeah, Arrow took the backseat route.
Look, I remember my first Dark Souls game. I mean, it was what Dark Souls 2. Took me quite a while to finish that. So, but I know that people don't like the Dark Souls 2, but for me, it has a special place in my heart anyway. I like.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah.
I
Your
like
first
it.
one always does, doesn't it? Your first
Yeah.
Souls, your first introduction. I've just been notified. I'm very sorry, chat. I've not been paying attention. Onos, you're an absolute gent. Thank you so much for the raid, and sorry I'd missed it. And anyone who's just joined, welcome. We have a special guest, Marzipan, and we have just completed his interrogation. So let's move on. We've got a few stories today. There's been some decent headlines going on. So let's move on quite quickly. We've got we mentioned this at the start of the show. So multiple Assassin's Creed series are in development on Netflix. So I don't know if you guys have been watching any of the animations on Netflix, but they are knocking it out the park. You know, with Dragon's Dogma, and even the Castlevania series, and now they're planning like multiple Assassin's Creed stories. So I'll just read the headlines. So they're working on we're working with Ubisoft to deliver multiple adaptations of the Assassin's Creed series. Jason Altman, Danielle, fuck me, what does that say? Krenik from Ubisoft's film and television division will serve as executive producers for live action adaptation. So, I mean, music to my ears. If it was any other company making an adaptation, I'd be worried. But I think they've proven themselves. They've got 3 seasons of Castlevania. Any of you guys watched Castlevania on
Yep.
Netflix?
Yeah.
I started and I stopped. I don't know why I stopped. But I need to get back on it though.
Where's that kick button? So finish it, watch it. It's fantastic. So right now it's in the very early stages, and it's seeking a showrunner. But one thing I was quite surprised is when they get the first season out of the way, it's usually pretty quick. Like the second season, 2, season 3, they come out rather quickly. So I don't know. I can't imagine we wait too long. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Does this interest you at all? Arrow, I'll go your way first. What are your thoughts on Assassin's Creed coming to a Netflix TV?
I
Sure.
am excited about it. I mean, we've seen other games and books like The Witcher being adapted on Netflix, and they did that very well. So if there's any sort of studio or any platform that was going to do this, I'm happy that it's Netflix that's going to do it, because I know they have they're not afraid to actually try and make it like either close to the original material or at least make it good. So I'm excited. Now I don't know what what era or what part of, because I stopped playing Assassin's Creed after like I think it was the second one. So I don't know which timeline they would take. You know,
Format.
yeah, I just stopped because it was felt like different topic. But yeah, I really excited about it. I think it's going to be good, but
Yeah.
just have to wait and see. To be honest, let's wait and see.
So we've not heard from Nuns. What are your thoughts on Assassin's Creed? Have you ever been into that franchise? I'm not familiar with.
Not 100%.
With you
I mean,
playing. No.
God, I think the last one I played, Jesus Christ, I think it was the first one with multiplayer. One of them had multiplayer in there.
Was that Brotherhood that had that?
I think so.
Yes.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that I've never really. I've watched people on Twitch. I kind of get my fix watching people in like yourself or Sheriff Fly played the last one there quite recently. And that's the way I kind of get my fix with quite a few games now. If I haven't got time to play them, I'll end up just watching somebody and kind of getting it that way. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't. This does look interesting. I do Netflix are getting right up there with these good movies and TV shows, etc. So let's see how it goes. I mean, there's not much that's being announced in regards to what timeline, etc. it's going to take. So we'll have to see.
So
Yeah,
oh no, you go.
No, I was just saying because I think somebody put in there in chat that it's not about the money, but I know yes, Netflix, they do churn out a lot of content out there. Some yes, some are not great, some are fantastic, so it's hit and miss. But I feel that with this, I think they are potentially going to nail it. I'm being maybe too optimistic, but that's wanting to say that yeah, you're right. It's not always about the money, but I know that within their creative team, they're not afraid to at least try and do something, either different or at least stick to the material and make it good. So we'll see.
Yeah. So Ben, you're a man of culture. What are your thoughts on the whole Assassin's Creed coming to Netflix? I mean, have you seen The Witcher?
Yes, yeah.
And you've seen Castlevania, so you're aware. I think really they've earned enough goodwill for us to be excited for this. I'm curious to know what your thoughts on this are.
Like with the Assassin's Creed as a franchise, like I'm not really like too hyped for it anymore after like the first 2 or 3. Like I loved the game. I was one of my I loved that game. Like, but I feel like they just milked it. But because of The Witcher and Castlevania, I can see this like really popping. Like, I can see this Netflix show actually being like a really, really good one. But I'm still going to remain a bit skeptical so I don't get disappointed.
Yeah, it's the best way to be honest. I mean,
but I am looking forward to it. I do think it will be quite good.
Yeah,
it's good. So just real quick, Passenger, thank you so much for the raid. Sorry I didn't call it out. My eye is not on chat right now. But thank you so much for everyone joining. We do appreciate you being here. We're just finishing up talking about some Assassin's Creed. But before we move on, I've got a question for the panel. Some of you prepared for this, and I think someone maybe who hasn't.
I think I'm getting a call somewhere. I'm just.
So I'll pose the question, and anyone in chat, feel free to chime in, and Femi will bring your answers forefront. So, given that Assassin's Creed games set during notable time periods, which era would you guys like one of these TV shows to explore? My first thought was the 1920s, the prohibition area, New York, gangsters, the height of their power. We've not seen anything like that. I mean, Mafia's just come out. It's probably why it's in my head. So I'd love to see something like that explore. I mean, I love those kind of films. But I thought, oh yeah, got to put that in there. So, and I'll Adam, straight to you next, mate, because I know you've got an answer for us as well.
Well, my answer was originally your answer, but I saw that you've wrote that down. I would love, like Mafia, you're right, Mafia, them sort of games, just gangsters, get the Tommy guns out, that sort of thing. But if I had to choose another one, probably it's called, class as the golden age of piracy. Ooh. So between the 1650s and the 1730s, with all the piracy that was going on the open seas. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I think Netflix would do quite a good job with if they had to kind of go down that route with all the piracy. But we'll see. I wouldn't mind that.
They have black pirates. I was gonna say they have Black Flag, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Did that fall into that? Yeah. I never played that, but I remember the game.
That was very good.
Yeah, I remember the game.
Yeah. That was like the Game of Thrones version where it was just super, super R-rated for no apparent reason. So, Marzipan, Ben, straight to you, mate. What have you got for this question?
Straight up feudal Japan, straight up. Or good like lads. Ancient China or just around that area would be so cool.
Yeah, I mean, we were briefly talking about this before the show, so I'm glad you mentioned that one. Like we've had Asia, we've had China, haven't we? In one of the side-scrolling Assassin's Creed games.
Oh yeah,
there's not many. I can't think of any big-time AAA video games set in that period, unless I'm blanking on anything. But but to see like a TV show cartoon version, I mean. What do we know if this is cartoons or whether this is just live action?
That's a good question. If we
Don't
go
know.
off, let's say Witcher, it's probably going to be live action then.
Yeah, I mean,
But Castlevania and Dragon's Dogma are both animation, aren't
both
they?
Animation, yeah, correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So I
Wait,
mean,
so-
but this is so you go.
No, I was gonna say which would you anyway. I'll carry on with your question. 'Cause I'm quite curious to know what you guys think. Like, which would you prefer? Would you prefer if it was animated as opposed to live action? Like, which one would you prefer to consume? If,
Is it
but
live
again,
action?
I prefer live action. Yeah,
Yeah.
100% live
Yeah,
action for
I
me.
think I would too, for the sole reason that I don't know. Actually, there's no real reason behind it. To be honest, I like animation because they can push it a lot further because they're just drawing, whereas live action they're limited to budget
Just
and.
drawn.
I feel like
and,
with live action, you can
gravity.
make it like really gritty though. You can really get that like across.
Yeah.
And if they do it right, it would be really good. Like it'd be impressive.
And it worked for The Witcher because they had all this lore from the book.
Mm.
But I liked Assassin's Creed does that. I mean, I suppose they're free to do whatever they want because if they're choosing their own era, that they can just go nuts, can't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I just saw Shadowfly. She said Victorian London.
oh, I saw that as well. It's nice.
I'm
That would be
surprised that
good.
didn't occur to
Yeah.
me because
That's
Syndicate
nice.
was one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games. I love that whole era. So last but not least, Arrow.
So we were talking about this before we started the show, and Ben mentioned Future Japan. I was like, that is an absolute solid answer. And then he mentioned like future. You know,
Assassins in space. Let's go.
Assassins in space. just thinking about it would actually be pretty cool. I mean, we could always go back, like let's say
And that's
maybe
like Star Wars though. Assassins in space.
pretty much.
Mm,
I guess
I mean,
so.
You are limited by being stealthy. Bad guys on a big ship, good guys on a small ship. How stealthy can you be going from
Yeah.
one ship to another? But I see you. I was very surprised to. I was very surprised to see that you pinched somebody else's answer, Arrow.
No, I
Rather
think
than come
it's
up with your own. This is
No,
a
no, no,
shameful
be-
moment for you.
because look, I appreciate a very solid answer, and that I'm not sure like if I think it's a good answer, I'll stick on that. I mean, I could always say Stone Age, right? Go all the way back
It's
to
worth
Stone
pinching.
Age.
Why not?
Oh, yeah, why not? That's
Go all
not
the
been
way
done
back to
before.
Stone Age, do something like that, but like that wouldn't make any sense.
Assassins, yeah,
Assassins back in like Assassins
riding
with a dinosaur.
dinosaurs.
It's like that wouldn't work, So I think Feudal Japan would probably be like what I would go for, and that would interest me more. So yeah, I would say that.
have they done that like a prequel to how the assassins started and everything?
The origin was the prequel, was the base point for the Assassin's Creed lineage. So the one that's set in Egypt.
Oh, of course they did that, didn't they? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think one of the expansions explored that further, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I mean, I think that's the base point. I don't think they can go too far back without.
Mm.
Well, then again, it's Ubisoft. They'll do what the hell they want. It's not.
Exactly,
Let's
just
be honest,
about to
I don't know
say
if you
that.
have you guys played like Odyssey or Origins?
No.
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 They do not feel like Assassin's Creed games anymore. They feel like The Witcher, which is not a bad thing, which is great. It's an open world. There's so much to do. I love it. I like the direction they're going, but it doesn't really feel like an Assassin's Creed game anymore. It could be called anything else.
Mm.
I'm just gonna say I'm really hoping that Valhalla is going to be refreshing and new because pretty much with Ben, I stopped playing Assassin's Creed because it felt more like rinse and repeat type of thing. Like it didn't. I don't know. It just felt so stale. Like I was like, I'm done. So I really hope Valhalla is gonna be very fresh. It's gonna actually reignite that passion for that particular franchise. So
Yeah.
I'm optimistic that it is, but I don't know.
I think Valhalla will be the first game I would play on my Series X because I love Vikings, man. I mean, I love God of War. Shout out to Victorian who's streaming it right now.
I think Valhalla will be the first game. Well, one of the first games of Assassin's Creed that I'll be playing. That does look really good. So yeah, I'll be getting back into it on Valhalla.
Just a question. Didn't they release an Assassin's Creed every year? Wasn't that what they were doing
They did,
before?
yeah.
And that, I think doing that's probably why it made it so it didn't give enough time for I feel anyway, like enough creativity. It's like FIFA comes out every year with something, but like that's fine, right? Because it's FIFA, and like you're gonna kick a ball, you're gonna score. Like there's no other new improvements. Like you're not expecting like great stories or like epic origins or anything like that. But I feel for story-driven games, I think to have more of a long-lasting franchise, you just need more time to really come up with something fresh. So,
Yeah. I think that's important because there was definitely franchise fatigue with Assassin's Creed, and I think they did one every year up until Origins, didn't they? That's when they had like a year off or something like that, and that's when they redeveloped the game into what it is now. And I think they wanted something because it's like playing The Witcher, and anyone who knows me knows that I fucking love The Witcher. So yeah, great some great answers there. If you guys in chat have any suggestions, I'm just thinking, as feudal Japan, if they did that as Assassin's Creed, they would have to compare that to Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Like there would be a direct comparison, and that they may not come off well because Ghost of Tsushima is damn near perfect.
It's just the idea, like I haven't
Apart from
played
the
Ghost of
controls.
Tsushima, but like the whole like how good the architecture looked back then. You could just imagine like running on top of the rooftops and everything. Like it'd be awesome. It'd be really cool.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm currently playing Sekiro right now, and that's my favorite thing to do. Running on rooftops, jumping fools. I love it. Anyway, let's move on. So we've got some more stories. We got Gears 5 story DLCs coming later this year, along with the Series X update and New Game Plus. We have a trailer for this. So from what I read, this is basically I don't know. Have you guys played? I believe you guys played the escape mode in Gears 5. No.
No, I haven't actually. No.
So
I haven't
no.
played I haven't played much of Gears 5.
Yeah.
That's one of them where I kind of fell off, and about everything else I played apart from Gears 5. Like when we love Gears of War.
Oh God, yeah. We all love Gears.
We play that a lot. And Gears 5 was in the first years that I just didn't really pick up much. I think I played 3-4 hours of it, and that was it.
Yeah, my last was Gears 3. I just think it ended the whole thing perfectly. And I didn't have an Xbox after that, so I couldn't I couldn't play the games anyway. So.
Well, Gears 3 is arguably one of the best in the franchise. I mean, 4 had its up and down story-wise, but 5 fucking nailed it story-wise. Fucking phenomenal. So Arrow went through that and co-op. Go ahead.
So just because I think we're having a bit of echo in this stream. I think everybody besides nuns. So just pointing that out. We'll let Adam do his magical stuff behind the scenes. So bear with us. Yeah, carry on.
Am I still legible? Can you still hear me? Okay, that's better. It's better.
Perfect.
I didn't do anything. Okay. Weird.
Ta-da! We're playing Shadowfly. It was her fault. She did something. Weird. Escape mode was new to Gears 5. It's basically like a reverse horde mode in a sense. Well, you pretty much you get captured, and it's but you're supposed to get captured because the little whatever they are, they capture you, they take you to their nest, and you plant a bomb and you escape. And they have their own unique characters, but they're building a DLC around these characters. They've fleshed them out a little bit more. So this is Team. Who we got? We got Team Scorpios. Keegan, Lani, and Mac are the default squad. So that's the DLC. It's estimated playtime of 3 to 4 hours. Members of the coalition previously said they were interested in developing story DLC for Gears. Kerno said the philosophy of the statement is still true in that they don't want to hold anything back when developing a campaign, but choose to develop the expansion after fan requests. Now this I like because I follow Gears quite closely on Twitter, and this time last year they had no intention of making a DLC, but the fan like presence, they wanted a DLC so bad, and then they made it, and I love that kind of stuff. I love it when fans get their way. So this will be available on Xbox One, PC, and Xbox Series consoles. So speaking of Series consoles, we have the Series X coming out soon. Gears 5 will have a Series X update. one thing I haven't asked actually, Ben, are you getting a Series X console or a PlayStation 5, or are you just doubling down your PC?
Because I'm moving to my own place with my friends soon. Obviously, money's going to be quite tight. But I have actually had a conversation with him saying, would we get one of the next generation consoles to have in the living room? So like when I'm not streaming, when he comes home from work, we could just like play like maybe the new Mortal Kombat, whatever. But because he's more of an Xbox person, I'm in the fence. I probably would go Series X, maybe. It all depends on like just if we have the money at the time. But I think if we had to choose, it would be Series X.
That is the correct
It's
answer.
awesome. It is. It is.
No, I like Xbox. Yeah, that's great. I mean, Mortal Kombat keyword. I love that game.
Yes.
Mhm.
I've kicked someone's ass on that game
Ah,
many,
here we go
many
again.
times.
All right.
Just real quick, it got so bad that he resorted to shin spamming me to win. But
So when you play as
even
you play as a new Cybot, just doing the whole running charge thing over and over and over.
That's not. I don't even use that. But no, let him carry on. Keep telling them. Keep
no,
telling
no,
them.
I've had my fun. I've
Yeah.
had my
Okay.
fun.
I've said this all along. I need to ref this match.
You have
You
to.
need to stream this on the ATF one day and just get this over and done with once and for all, so we can put this to bed. Every time it comes back around, it's
I don't even bring it up.
quite tense.
I don't. I don't even bring it up. He's so salty.
There's no salt, man.
Oh,
I just
okay.
I resent being shin spammed. That's it. That's all it is. You want to beat me? You beat me. You don't shin spam. Anyway, here's 5.
Moving on.
So we know the console's coming out on the 10th. Christ, it's this month. It's November 1st.
It is.
My
Yeah.
my Halloween assets for my OBS.
Halloween's gone.
Yeah. So it's gonna obviously we're gonna get DLC. We're gonna get a big campaign and multiplayer content drop to go with it. Now, what they're doing with this update, I found quite interesting because they didn't just focus on making it pretty. They focused on the frames and the inputs. They have dramatically reduced the amount input time. Something crazy. But we'll get to that. So Gears 5 cinematics will now run at 60 frames per second rather than the 30 they ran initially. PC Ultra Specs features are enabled for the Series X. And we got the New Game Plus, which is a more customizable experience coming to all versions of Gears 5. And that will be unlocked regardless of where you're playing. Here's a rundown. We've got the 2 new difficulty modes, the Iron Man and Inconceivable. If you guys are familiar with XCOM, you know exactly what Iron Man is. Iron Man mode. Character skins for Kate, Dell, and JD. They're the 3 characters you play throughout the campaign. You got weapon skins, you got your drac upgrades, carryover, mutators, big head mode, etc. New achievements. So there's plenty to warrant a New Game Plus. And now this came out of the blue. So Batista joins the campaign, and I completely forgot his first name. Was it John? John Batista?
I
Dave
believe so.
Bautista.
Dave Bautista, sorry, no, that's somebody else.
Dave.
Yeah.
You know what? It says it right there. I wasn't
John.
reading it. So, WWE persona Dave Bautista made his first appearance in Gears 5 multiplayer, which was another random drop. After plenty of support and enthusiasm from Bautista, this man has been wanting to play in a Gears film for years. He's always been on about it. He's been lobbying for that role for years. It's nice to finally see him.
He's got the build for it.
Oh yeah.
He certainly has.
Damn right he has. Holy shit.
He looks more like he's like a cog. He's like a gear in real
He
life.
literally is a gear in real life. Yeah, he's a cog actually. Yeah.
He doesn't need the armor. He can just,
Just rock out with a tank top arrow like that. He likes his tank tops in Gears games.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. It used to piss me off. He used to play Gears 3 all the time, and he would only ever use markers with the tank top. Like the amount of skins in that game, he would just use tank top markers.
Tank top, mate. That's what you need.
You got to go to the Queen for the smaller hitbox because you got to sweat it out, right?
He did that before as well. Was he using the Queen
Yeah.
or Marcus?
That's right. I wonder if
yeah.
that's why you kicked my ass with the Queen. Because
Excuses, mate. All this excuses. Okay, carry on.
So, what's happening is Batista's getting his Gears 5 campaign debut as an optional skin for Marcus Phoenix, complete with new voiceover. So he is replacing Marcus Phoenix in the game. The voice lines will be exactly the same, which will be strange. So I'll be interested to see how certain aspects of the story take place when he speaks with JD, his son, which won't make any sense when it's Batista talking to JD. So we got the Operation 5 comes out as well. Excuse me. Gears 5 Multiplayer has had a number of large updates, a lot of updates this game has. And Operation 5 features a change that came directly from the player feedback. I'd love to hear that. Your class is no longer tied to your character. This is a big thing because there was a DLC for Gears where you can play as two of the characters from Halo Reach. So you got Mia and you got Kate. And man, their skills sucked ass. But now you're free to use anyone's skills regardless of your play style. Multiplayer on Series X and Series S hits 120 frames per fucking second. It's holy shit. And that's in 4K, isn't it?
That's mad.
I don't even have a monitor that can support 120 frames per second.
That is
But
actually very impressive.
Yeah,
And 4K as well. Don't
4K.
forget that. That is really impressive.
This game is fucking stunning. So, oh god, my eyes are gonna bleed. I'm gonna love it. And it will support crossplay between the Xbox and the PC. We love crossplay here at ATF. Anyone who tried to play Halo with us the other week, we missed fucking crossplay between console and PC.
We're seeing more of that though. We're seeing more of that coming out. I mean, Apex.
Yes. Yeah.
And then what's the other ones again? I can't remember the other two games that I saw coming out as well.
Is Overwatch getting it?
Not yet. Not that I know. I hope so. That would be great.
Yeah.
But I hope that more of these games actually start coming to crossplay because it's needed.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I know Halo's currently it's in the flight alpha, the flight beta, whatever their version of alpha and beta is. So and another last tidbit of news in terms of Gears 5. Now the input latency in Gears 5. This is something they actually worked on, which I thought was quite strange because I thought it ran flawlessly. So the latency has been reduced to 30, a minimum of 30 milliseconds. What is that right, Adam? Is that right? Xbox Series X.
So
just make sure we get that right. Input latency. So basically, guys, we've got a graph right in front of us, which I snagged. I didn't bother to look at it. Anyway, Series X is where you want to play it. Series X is where you want to play it. Series S is where you want to play it in 1080.
Maybe milliseconds, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's looking like it's more than just the next gen update. They've gone to town with latency, frames per second, all that good stuff. We like that good stuff.
It's all dependent on your TV as well. This though, by the way, because you've got to realize whoever's playing on different TVs is going to get different input lag, etc. That was actually played on an LG OLED TV by the looks of things, 65-inch. If you want to look.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Have they released how much it's going to cost yet? Like the retail price
for the console?
Yeah.
£449 for Series X.
Oh, dang, that's not bad.
That is fucking sexy. And what was it?
$250 for the PS5, isn't it?
Yeah, PS5 is like 500 and something.
Yeah. I think it was $50 less than, or $50 less than the PS5.
Digital.
That's what's the Series S is $250. Is that right?
Yeah.
So.
I think I'm sure someone will correct us in chat if we're wrong, but I'm fairly certain it's $250. I mean, they're both fantastic prices for what is in the box. I mean, you can't build a gaming PC for the power you get in a Series X. It's just not possible.
The PS5 is just quickly. The PS5 is $399 for the digital edition, and then $499 for the one that has the physical hard drive. Dollars. So,
DVD drive.
Yeah, DVD. Thank you.
I mean, we have spoken at length about the differences between the consoles, so anyone feel free to jump back to our previous episodes. They're all on YouTube. I'm sure you can find them. So yeah, I mean, quite a hefty next gen patch, and we'll probably see a lot of these next gen patches coming over the next couple of months. So I'm excited to see what happens next. I know Halo announced they're doing the same thing, 4K 120 frames per second, crossplay and all that. So yeah, all good stuff. So next segment, Arrow. Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed until December. You have a no tolerance bullshit for games that keep getting delayed. Before I start the segment, what are your thoughts?
I think you should give them some context as to why this is delayed this time around. Just give them some context. Then I can
You
go.
sure?
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
Go for it.
So basically, the gist of it is the PC version is pretty much done. It's been delayed because of consoles, which I found quite interesting because the majority of the development time has been for it to release on consoles. So we'll run through the segment. So CD Projekt Red announced in the news statement that Twitter, and they were citing an immense task of shipping Cyberpunk across 9 consoles and 2 generations of hardware. The launch platforms, include Xbox One, Xbox One X, Series S, X, PlayStation 4 Pro, PlayStation 5, Christ, PC, and fucking Stadia.
What's Stadia? What's that?
Oh, I didn't realize it's coming to Stadia. Why is it coming to Stadia? Anyway,
Why
sorry.
is it coming to Stadia?
I mean, come on, let's be honest. Who's coming to Stadia? Badowski and Iwinski also confirmed that Cyberpunk 27 was almost a next-gen title. But we've had so many delays, you'd think they've decided, oh, you know what, let's make it a next-gen title. Because it's not getting its ray tracing day one, is it? It's going to get it later on. So releasing the RPG across different generations requires effort for every version to run smoothly. And the founder said, "We're aware it might seem unrealistic when someone says that the 21 day can make a difference into such a massive and complex game that they do already. I mean, it's been delayed till the 10th of December. So it's not a massive delay, but again, it's just another delay. And I know, Arrow, you had strong feelings the last time we spoke about the last delay, that you were like, you know what, it better be no. I want no bugs. If you're gonna keep getting delayed, I don't want to see any bugs. But the same guy went. What was his name? Badowski. Mike Wazowski. CD Projekt Red also addressed the news that Cyberpunk 2077 went gold a few weeks ago. I mean, let's be honest. What does going gold mean this day and age? It doesn't mean a thing. But explain that going gold is not the end of development. On the contrary, this is the time where many improvements are being made, which will then be distributed via a day 0 patch. This is the time period where we undercalculated. So it's that patch, that in between, that they undercalculated. So they want more time to work on that. I can't think of any other game when it's been delayed when a game's gone gold. I can't think of a single game that has happened to. So that's interesting.
Before I jump in, no, actually, because I don't want to. I actually would like to have our guests jump on this one, honestly, because
yeah, please.
I
I'm
would
thinking-
have. No, because I
This is
mean,
where
people
Ben
that have
leaves.
seen, people that have seen the show already know my feelings about this, so I think it makes more sense. Please, Mazzy, tell us what you think, or what was your reaction when you first saw this, and then afterwards, what did you sort of take from it? Like, how are you sort of approaching this? I guess.
Well, my initial reaction was thank God, because I've got so many games I already need to play.
Fair enough.
I always look at delays like it's done for a reason. It's done to improve the game, like its release. It's trying to make everything more smooth. Like it can get frustrating when like the game you want to play is constantly pushed back, but at the end of the day, they're doing it for like the best of the company in the game. So I can't get too mad, but I do get where you're coming from. Yeah, I'm just happy I can play WoW now. So
I mean, I'm in a way. I'm glad it's been pushed back because, like you said, there are a lot of games coming out. Got Destiny coming out, the expansion for that, Valhalla. I'm tempted by Watch Dogs. I'm very tempted by Watch Dogs after the last trailer. So I'm at the point where I'm past understanding. I just want the game. Like you've been through all these different Nightwire videos showcasing the game. I've been hyped for it, and they said the last time was the last time it would be delayed. So the first time, the initial release date was April of this year, the 16th of April, the date since pushed to September. That's a long wait, and then from September to 19th of November, and once again it's been delayed 10th of December. So if they want to push it another 6 months, do it. I just want the game to be ready.
Yeah, I agree with you there,
tired.
but I thought exactly the same. I'm sick of games getting delayed, but at the end of the day, look what's happened in the past year. It must be so hard for me. I've noticed it from a business point of view, as in trying to get people set up at home. It's not just as easy as there's a computer. Go to home. Sometimes it might be, but then again, it's not. You need to get them connected to the server. It's all this transition period, getting them sent home, making sure that it's all safe to work, all that sort of thing. It's very, very hard, and it must be so hard for them to do this, to access all this data on. And bear in mind, there'll be some very, very big bits of data that they've got to transfer. Some people at their house might not have. Some people might not have the internet connection to deal with this sort of bit bandwidth, etc. So it must be very hard. They'll be losing designers, game engineers on a daily basis, not being able to work, ill, all that sort of thing. So it has been hard. I understand where they're coming from, and I just hope that this bit of time that they're going to take now is can get over the past the finishing line and release the game. But again, I agree with you as well, Scott. With another 6 months, fair enough. Just to kind of, we've got that many games coming out now for me that we can fill with time with something. It's not like right, okay, we've got nothing else to play. Let's I need this. So,
I think at the end of the day as well, like when you have these AAA games to come out, like normally there's always like a big patch you have to wait for a week after it's been released because they need to fix something. I think it's going to be a lot more it's just gonna be a much better experience to finally sit down, finally Cyberpunk's come out, and it's just complete, and it is just insane. There's no bugs, it's just no patch, like it's just done. I think it's gonna be a lot better to wait for that.
I'll eat my hat if this game came out without any bugs. I haven't heard of a game ever.
I'm just sitting here, like, I'm listening to you guys. I'm like, you guys are letting them off the hook. I swear to God, seriously. I feel
they've earned no.
They've been working 18 hour days. Some of the employees supposedly 18-hour days.
I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. I get it. If they had said, look, guys, we have to delay this game because of what's happening with the situation with the coronavirus, with the pandemic, we shall give you a date sooner, as long as when we know more, when we can actually say, okay, it's going to be coming out at this date. If they had said that from the get-go, we can like, okay, it makes sense because they're dealing with the pandemic, dealing with all of this. This, to me, sounds like they just realized that, oh shit, we need to ship this out for the PS4 and the Stadia. Like at what point did they not have that conversation that they need to ship this out to all of these platforms? Like, that is some bullshit. Like, I don't know.
You would turn around and say, well, why have you not put a date out there? Surely you should know roughly when you're going to put it out there. So you're saying if they give you a date and they don't get to it, don't stick to it, it's wrong, and you're angry. Or if they don't give you a date, I know for a fact you'll be going, well, why? They surely should give you a date. They're going to push it back, and how long is it going to be?
No, I would have said, look, we're not comfortable with giving you guys a date because we don't want to be dicks or jackasses and keep postponing every single format. Like, no, honestly, I don't think, like, we're all in this situation. I get it. We all need to be very honest about this. Yes, you're going through this. Just let people know that we can't fulfill this promise. Just be upfront about it from the very get-go. If it's the pandemic, fine. But don't tell me because we realized that we need to launch it on the Xbox One, on the Xbox, and Stadia. Then we're like, oh shit, we don't have all of the necessary patches to do. Like, that just sounds like they were not even planning it. Like, it doesn't sound like it was in the plan. You know what I'm saying?
I completely agree with that.
It's ridiculous. So I don't my get-go, like, there's so many games that came out on early access. Baldur's Gate had to face the same thing. They released the game early access, only one episode. They're dealing with all the things that come with it. Different companies are handling it different way. Like, to me, honestly, I think that if they had released it with XYZ bugs, fine. Now we're not going to be happy either way because the expectations is going through the roof. No, this is not even me. Like, me, I'm like, look, I'm fine. Like if there's gonna be bugs, which I know there will be, it's fine. Like I'm well adjusted to it. But the expectations to have a game that's gonna be completely free of bugs, that's gonna be epic. Like we are out here thinking that this is gonna literally change gaming. This game is gonna be like the defining cult game ever, and it's
This is the next gen game.
exactly like I don't think they can reach that expectation. You know, so they just set themselves up for a massive, I guess, climb up this steep mountain, and I don't know if they can do it. But if they do it, kudos to them. But
I mean, they got
I'm
Keanu
just saying-
Reeves. It's already like
I'm just
straight
saying.
up there.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just saying. This is just me anyway. I just feel like they
Yeah.
should have released it.
I-
You
I
know,
get what
let
you're
us-
saying.
Yeah, but anyway.
like I agree with you to a certain extent. With what I said, that was down to the quality of the game when it releases. I'm confident with them. With everything you said, sounds like it pretty much came from someone who's never played Witcher 3. Witcher 3,
Bullshit.
it's because of Witcher 3, Witcher 2 that I know that I have confidence in this game. I mean, anyone who's played Witcher 3 is probably feeling some kind of confidence that it will turn out great, because I think they've earned it. They've got enough. They've built up like Nintendo. Come on, they're like goodwill machines right now,
Okay.
and they can sell their games for fucking 60 quid for
All
the
right.
entire lifespan of the console.
all right.
But yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, the excuse here is I think it's bullshit. This game has been in development since 2013
Yeah.
for console and PC. Why are they now saying, "Oh, we need to prepare for 9 version"? Well, maybe shouldn't have fucking added Stadia. Who's gonna fucking play on Stadia?
What is Stadia?
What
Google-
is Stadia?
Like, genuinely.
do you not know what Stadia is? You know?
No, I really don't.
No. It's
Oh my
Google's
God.
cloud gaming service, a bit like xCloud.
Oh,
but, yeah, it's Google's that failed miserably.
Yeah.
Guys,
Brought out, they
just
tried
real
to get ahead of the market and brought it out way too soon than what anybody could handle. Even they couldn't handle it. So yeah,
And even Amazon is
It's-
doing
it's-
its own thing now. Well, just real quick. Look, like I'm not saying they don't have enough goodwill. I want this game to succeed. I'm not out here hoping that it does not succeed. I'm just very fearful that they've already set themselves up to, satisfy this. Which each time you delay something, you're saying that look, once it's out, it's gonna be even super. Like we're all saying the same thing. Taking the time to fix, make sure it's a better game. It's a good game. They delayed it like 7 times. This game has to be A motherfucking A. Like that's the only way.
that's the
Like,
new one.
seriously.
The
Put that
motherfucking
quote
A.
on the box.
It has to be because that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much expectation for this game. If they just come out with it, deal with it over time, whatever bugs, at least release updates, at least get it to a point where it's playable, it's good, but not broken, and release it then. But as opposed to like leaving it for so long, and then we're all expecting this amazing game to come out because they've taken so much time to, fix X, Y, Z or whatever. So that's just where I'm coming from. I hope it succeeds. I really hope. I'm praying for them. But if not, whew, dear Lord.
A game of this size, this is probably the most next-gen game we have on our sites right now. Game of this size normally has support studios. They're doing all, as far as I know, they're doing all this in-house, aren't they? That is a massive undertaking. Like, it's kudos to them for supporting current consoles and next gen. I see a lot of posts, a lot of tweets saying just ditch current gen and just focus on next gen. That doesn't make sense because more people have current gen than they do next gen. That's where the money is right now. But like PC version apparently done. But
then don't come up with a statement like it
yeah,
sounds like you just realized that we need to ship it out to the other platforms. Like you would think that is part of the whole development cycle. By the way, guys, we need to make sure that this game is also playable on PS4 and X. Like, not saying as part of the press release, oh, by the way, we got to put it for Stadia as well. Like, no.
Google emailing like, don't
Like,
forget about us.
It's like, no, you don't you don't say that, that's to me, that's even what's more frustrating, that statement. It is said, you know what, we need more time to get the game up to what we want it to be. I'm like, okay, fine, it's the same thing, cool, but not that.
Don't worry.
Like, no, not that.
Don't worry. I think when that day rolls around, we'll be going, oh, you know what? We'll fancy putting a mobile game out first. We'll get it ready for mobile. Then they'll release it on Xbox Next Gen.
£10 says £3.50 bargain bin within a week. Typical. Oh, did you guys? I don't know if you guys remember the was it Fable? Didn't that get delayed a lot? The original Fable on Xbox might be before.
Probably, yeah, I think so. My memory doesn't. My memory's terrible.
£10 is the best person to ask about that. So, but
Although
anyway,
saying yes.
it's getting up there with what was that, Duke Nukem Forever, which took forever to come out. That was terrible. So I'm sorry. I'll work on that next time. But let's move on. This is good news. In fact, one thing we're all here complaining about the game, being delayed. Why it's delayed? Think about the games that need to get out of Cyberpunk's way when they change fucking date. Already, I've seen 2 developers saying we're postponing this because Cyberpunk's now taken our date. So, could you imagine how it is for them? It's a fucking juggernaut.
Yeah.
And what it's been delayed 4 times. So each time, other games have had to move out their way. Brilliant.
Ridiculous. Yes.
Right.
It's actually brutal.
So
It is.
it
It is.
really,
Yeah.
really is.
It is.
I'd be interested to like maybe once all this is blown over, maybe reading a book hopefully, so we'll talk about why it go into detail about why all this keeps happening, because I'm curious to know.
It should be a Netflix special. I'm just saying, the way this is happening right now, it really feels like it should be a Netflix special. It's so weird.
What, animated or
Live action.
Either one, to be honest. Like it's so weird. But anyway, carry on.
Right. Well, we're shifting gears a little bit. Oh, that would be a good segue for fucking Gears of War. Why didn't I think of that? Shifting gears. We're shifting gears to AMD buys rival chipmaker. You know what? I'll pass this over to Adam. This is Adam's territory.
You can carry on as much as you like because I am terrible at talking.
I'm
Nobody
not
understands me
pronouncing
anyway.
that word. I'm not saying that.
Is it Xilinx?
Xilinx?
Xilinx, yeah, Xilinx, I think. This is huge for we call it the semiconductor world. AMD has paid 35 billion, which is probably pocket change to them, on the purchase of Xilinx, if I'm saying that correctly. So Advanced Micro Devices, which is better known as AMD, has announced the acquisition of Xilinx, a rival chip maker, in a huge all-stock deal worth 35 billion. But the deal won't complete, and I think I remember rightly, it's not in here, end of next year. So which will combine, I think, a workforce of 13,000 engineers. This is because 2015 Intel bought one of the biggest semiconductor chip makers for around about 15 billion in 2015, which I think, I can't remember what the name was again. I haven't wrote it down. And also, Nvidia Corp is another quite interesting thing. Has agreed to buy a graphics chip maker for 40 billion called ARM Holdings, which are actually Holdings are actually a British chip maker. They mainly make chips for mobile phones and not iPads technically, but all them sort of mobile items. But yeah, this follows previous reports such as purchase could be in the works, and it comes just a day before AMD is set to announce its new big range of big Navi GPUs, which I will get onto next, and weeks before the launch of the new AMD equipped next-gen consoles with the new RDNA 2 infrastructure, which is something to look out for. But yeah, in a press release, AMD and Xilinx say the move establishes the industry-leading high-performance computing company, though the deal is still pending regulatory approval, which will probably not be approved till the end of next year. But the Wall Street Journal notes this comes amid a series of major transactions in the semiconductor business. Just recently, Nvidia purchased again ARM's Holdings for 40 billion. Again, pocket change for them, but it gets them in the chip making industry for.
This year.
Where's it coming from? I wouldn't mind a bit of this.
Microsoft buying Bethesda for all those billions, and now this.
Yeah. I don't think we understand like billions. This is. Do you know how many zero like? I'm seeing these numbers. I'm like, what is even happening? Like, what are these numbers? This is crazy. Okay, so I just sorry, I'm Scott. I caught you up there. I'm just stunned. The numbers are ridiculous, to be honest. But like,
I mean,
but yeah, this is absolutely huge. It gets them in the market because they were having with the chips. There's a lot of bottlenecking. Intel and AMD fighting over these semiconductor companies to try and push their chips out as much as they can. And now Intel bought theirs in 2015. Now AMD has got their own this year, which will hopefully help them output their CPUs and GPUs. I'm not sure if they're going to be making GPUs out of this company, but the company Xilinx usually makes CPUs for big server companies, so big. What you call Jesus Christ, man! My mind went blank. Like the cloud computing server storage companies. So fingers crossed it'll help them output and manufacture enough CPUs for the demand. Like look Nvidia.
Chips.
Nvidia really struggled with for supply and demand. They just could not keep up with the demand.
So from a consumer perspective, Adam, so that would mean that we'll hopefully see more of their products, obviously being able to satisfy demand. Would it come at a much cheaper price?
No, come on.
Okay.
Come on. They've got to make that 35 billion back. Really?
I'm just out here, just like, is it going to be cheaper?
No. It's just something to get their foot in the door, because I'll keep going back. I've just found out that Intel's semiconductor chip is Altera Core, which was 16.7 billion back in 2015. So in Xilinx, they usually work in the obviously data centers with programmable processors that help speed up specialized tasks such as compressing videos or providing digital encryption for banks, etc. But yeah, fingers crossed they can keep up with the demand, because 5,000 actually moves on to the next segment. AMD with the RX 6000 release. This is more interesting than the crappy old little semiconductor. That's back end stuff. We don't want to know about that. But the AMD RX 6000 series has just been unveiled with 3 new cards, each offering more gaming performance than we've ever seen from a Radeon GPU. These are serious enthusiast class graphics cards, and according to AMD own benchmarks, with sometimes faster performance than NVIDIA's RTX 3080 and 3090.
Oh, that's yeah.
Unnecessary.
So,
3090s.
More power?
well, according to their own graphs and their own specs, etc. But we'll go with the release date. I've spread up the topics here. So the release date of them: the first cards, the RX 6800 and the RX 6800 XT, will go on sale on November the 18th. With the RX 6900 XT, which is the big Navi, the big boy 3090 competitor, is coming in later on December the 8th, all this year. So, and they've got some serious power and serious promise, these cards. I would really keep an eye out for these cards if anybody wants to save a buck or two. So yeah, the AMD will go for the specs of the GPUs. The real RDNA 2 Big Navi, the big boy, and the RX 6900 XT is 80 compute units GPU we've been expecting, with the RX 6800 and RX 6800 XT coming in at 60 compute units and 72 respectively. And all 3 cards are coming with 16GB GDDR6, which again, that's not what Nvidia's offering, which gives AMD a bit of a edge in keeping up with Nvidia, because Nvidia is, for me, I would always recommend Nvidia, because AMD back in the past have always had a bit of a driver problems, etc. Nvidia's just kind of kept it up there. Games are more down with Nvidia GPUs, that sort of thing. But the performance. So we'll look at the top card, trading blows with the RTX 3090, which is the RX 6800 XT, taking sorry, so that's not right. That is wrong completely. So, oh god, this is all messed up here. Anyways, the RX 6800 itself is shown being often above the RTX 2080 Ti, putting it quicker than the RTX 3070. So that's again Nvidia's quaking in their boots because they've just released a day before this release date, saying this is the specs and price of the RTX 3070, basically saying, please don't forget about us. We've still got an extra card to output this year, not just the 3080 and 3090. This is like the just below the 2080 Ti. So AMD just came out and say, well, we're going to output the RX 6800 to say this is doing a lot better than the 28 Ti. Buy this at a cheaper price for a lot more performance. So the pricing, RX 6800 is tipping up with a $579 sticker.
$579.
$579, which is cheaper than the 3070, if I believe. And the RX 6800 XT is going to retail for $649. But the main card that has blown this out the water is the RX 6900 XT, which is the competitor of the RTX 3090, and this will be coming in at $999, where
So
the RTX 3090 is $1,500 or just below $1,500.
I mean,
So that is
Clash brought,
amazing.
sorry to interrupt, Clash brought up a really good point. If AMD's GPUs are available while NVIDIA's are not in stock, it's going to be an easy choice for consumers because they won't be able to get hold of NVIDIA cards. So, like, that's it makes sense because
This is where they've really got to look
my
at
opinion
it.
has always been that AMD has always been the cheaper version. But if you can't get hold of if you can't get hold of anything, you'll go elsewhere, won't you? I mean, it's the start of a new generation for these graphics cards, and what these cards can pump out with what AMD's pumping out for a little bit less. Why would anyone go with NVIDIA? That's the question. I mean, I'm sure they'll combat these new GPUs with a TO version. We've had this discussion off stream.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or the Super. They'll. I'm interested to see what they always have a reaction, don't they? So, I mean, it's great for consumers, but I would have loved to pick up a 3080 but you can't order one. Like
No.
just
yeah, go ahead.
No, carry on.
No, all I was saying is, fingers crossed they've got the stock. If they've got the stock and they can output enough cards for... At the end of the day, some people are saying, well, there will be enough cards because they'll not sell many. No. They will be sold out, no matter what. I think with the specs that they've shown on stream the other day, they will be sold out. People are stupid not to buy them.
yeah.
People are stupid to think that they won't be sold out. These are going to be, again, hard to get. Look at the price.
Just to what Clash mentioned, I think the sales actually made a very good point as to why some people might actually end up waiting for the NVIDIA, because besides obviously the performance it provides, there's the other benefits like the RTX, right? Being able to cancel out noise for those people that don't have other programs that can do that. So I think I think it's that's also going to be in their favor as well. I don't know what's going to come with the AMD cards. They might have something similar to that. I don't know, but that's an interesting point that that's all made as well.
Yeah, that is a good point, because I recently found out there is a good few other noise cancelling apps and equipment out there that are really cheap. I was recently watching a YouTube video. There's a little tiny USB adapter that you can plug onto, let's say, my Yeti microphone, a USB mic, that will kind of act as the RTX voice noise cancelling device. And he did a comparison between the both, and there was no difference at all. He was playing drums, he was bashing his desk, typing away, and it was keeping up with the RTX software. So there is a lot of companies out there that are getting this AI technology to cancel out background noise. So yes, the RTX voice will be good, and it still is good.
There's quite a funny video that Giselle sent me actually to do the RTX voice, where there was a streamer that had his vacuum cleaner shut right next to him. Yeah, he's just talking away and he switches it on and it's just gone. It's like, everything.
Who comes up with this stuff? Who's got the big brain? Who's got the big brain over here? I go, you know what? I'll do this little bit of code, and it'll cancel out all this voice, all this noise in the background.
It was
Come
a
on.
leaf blower.
The leaf blower, okay.
That's even better.
Close enough.
Wow.
Just real quick, Ben. Are you planning on upgrading your PC by any chance? Like, if you had any thoughts about doing that, or are you currently sticking with what you have at the moment?
I am the last person to talk about computer specs. I don't
Okay.
know anything
No, that's
about them.
fine. That's fine.
But I think yes, eventually, if there's good stuff that comes out, which is better than my current stuff, I will look into that.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. I'm pretty much the same as well. I just asked Adam, what's the good shit I should get? And he's like, yeah, get that. I'm like, okay,
I literally send my computer specs to my mate. It's like, are these good? He's like, yeah.
cool. Same thing. Fair enough.
One thing I do want to mention as well before we move on to the next segment is the one thing that AMD has got over NVIDIA is what they're calling as Smart Access Memory, which is short for SAM, good old SAM.
Sam.
So Smart Access Memory is a technology which allows the RX 6000 GPUs to work in tandem with the Ryzen 5000 CPUs for performance boost. It's not a big boost. You get about, I think the total around 2 or 3% boost, but that boost
Boost is a boost is a
is
boost.
something exactly because it's working with the RDNA 2 infrastructure between them both. That's what they can harness the power. End of the day, it's the same company. They know the ins and outs of the CPUs and GPUs. Why not try and make them work to get that bit of boost where they don't know how to get harness all the power of the NVIDIA GPUs when they're using an AMD. So anyways, a bit of more information. At 1440p, the flagship Radeon RX 6900 XT beats out NVIDIA's RTX 3090 in every game according to their graph. Except for two, Wolfenstein Youngblood, where the 3090 is champ, and Doom Eternal, which is pretty much a dead heat. But interestingly, the 6800 XT even outguns the RTX 3090 in Borderlands 3 and by some way as well. And the vanilla RX 6800 is a match for the RTX 3080 in this game at 1440p. So back in the good old days, I'll say when I built my first PC, AMD were the cheap budget way to get into gaming and get into building your own PCs, just PC building basically. So you used to get an AMD Phenon CPU, and the old Radeon GPUs were cheap. They did the job, but NVIDIA's always been at the forefront of this technology. The game performance, the FPS that everybody looks for.
Oh, yeah.
Where now the next gen stuff on all this with their AMD working with PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Yeah. They've came out with some really, really good GPUs this year, which for me, I'm looking at the 3080s and 3090s and going, I might go over to AMD with the specs and that they've just came out with. Because the 6800 XT also owns a 3090 at Gears 5 and Battlefield 5, both the 6800 XT and vanilla 6800 beat out the RTX 3090, the same being true on an even greater extent in Forza Horizon 4. So there's a lot of, on the 1440p it looks like AMD are really beating NVIDIA in this, but again, it's their comparison between them. They took in the 3080s and 3090s, AMD took in the 30s and 3090s to do these comparisons, but again, we need real world comparison, real world specs to come out there before we can kind of say, yes, this is, I mean, at the end of the day, AMD shouldn't really lie, but again, it's sales and marketing. They'll tweak the figures to make it look good in there, for them.
You gotta round it up easy.
Yeah. So just to recap, pricing, 6800 XT is pitched at $649, which is less than the RTX 3080, which costs $699. And of course, the RTX 3090 is a staggering $1,499, not $1,499, with the RX 6900 XT way undercutting that at $999.
Yeah.
Now that is something to look at. That is,
Just real quick, two statements. Clash mentioned, do the AMD GPUs have a dedicated encoder chip like the NVIDIA's?
Enemy Inc. I don't know if
No, I'm not quite 100% sure on that because I'm fairly new to the Radeon because I've never really dealt with Radeon much.
And
I'm sure I can find out in the before the segment before
Yeah.
the show
Okay.
ends, but
I
not
think-
100%. I'll do a bit of research and let you know.
and then just sorry, Scott, just one last thing.
Okay.
Maroon subdued. How relevant is that running better for current games though? I don't know anything about that, but wouldn't devs just optimize for the most popular GPU, in which case future games would run better on the most popular GPU? Yeah, which is a fair point.
Yeah.
So most games would probably run better on the NVIDIA cards, I guess. And then
I
what
suppose
would
that's
that leave
down
then?
to the software
Well,
as well. I mean,
Yeah.
like Nvidia has solid software. One press of a button, you can optimize your games completely to run perfectly for your console. I don't know if AMD has anything like that, but that's the kind of simplicity I want in PC, which is why I've said it's because I'm not researching to AMD, which is why I probably will never go to AMD. But when I see prices like that, I'm thinking it's awfully tempting because it's within reach now. The more you spend on a graphics card, the longer it will last. So, and I'm due. What are we running, Femi? We're both the same graphics card, don't we?
You've
Is it
What
got
do I
the
know?
20
RTX
Yeah.
2060 that you guys are running on.
Ti? Yeah.
For me, what I do know is that when it comes to and I think Ono's just mentioned it there, and that's a very good point. Like when it comes to streaming, it feels like there's been a lot more. It's the media cards are more integrated with streaming. 'Cause even when you look at tutorials and whatnot, it's always more simpler to run them on a media cards. And I don't know how it's like running on an AMD card. I have no idea, but for me, just having it optimized already in Streamlabs, whatever, it seems to be pretty much easy peasy. So
Yeah. But again, if you're just looking for gaming, this is a card to be sniffed. You need really to start looking at these cards now because for the price difference, yes, there is a lot of people who are gaming that are streaming now, especially now. So Nvidia has got the NVENC, but with the new RDNA 2 infrastructure, which the cards and CPUs can talk to each other a lot better and give that extra boost, might be worth looking into.
Right. So it's God, we've been going for a while now. Let's start wrapping this up, shall we? Do we want to skip the Halloween events? I mean, it's past Halloween. These are still ongoing.
Yeah, I mean, it's only
Run
for a
through
couple
it.
of
Run
days.
through it. Run through it. Just run through it.
Yeah.
Run through it.
Go on, Adam. Run through it, mate.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not long left on these. Call of Duty well. This is actually quite well. Should we? No, I'm not talking about it much. I did like the look of it, with the zombies jumping in, etc. Anyway, the Halloween event, the Modern Warfare, the Haunting of Verdansk, is from the 20th of October till the 3rd of November. So only a couple of days left on that. Apex Legends, Fight of Fright, 2020 is 22nd of October till the 3rd of November. Again, a couple of days. Rocket League, the Haunted Hallows, is up tomorrow. Jesus Christ, I forgot. It's the first today. Borderlands 3, Bloody Harvest, is 8th of October till the 5th of November.
I'm doing that now at the moment.
Are you? Any good?
Yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah. It pretty much just changes the game you're playing. Enemies, skulls appear from corpses, and you can shoot them for loot. Different kind of skulls have different types of loot, and it gives you some really, really cool gear. Yeah, it's really cool.
I've just noticed in chat, which we haven't got on the list actually, is Ark has a special Halloween special event up until November the 6th.
Yeah.
I really need to go back. Fingers crossed our dinos have not died because I haven't been on that for a long time. Red Dead Redemption has a Halloween pass, which I was actually looking at that today, going I might jump in on the Red Dead 2 Redemption. Red Dead Redemption 2, sorry. I need to jump back into that because I love that game. I kind of fell off it. It was when the multiplayer just got released and I fell off it at that time. Do we have to put this in Fortnite, Mez?
What are you talking about?
Really?
Ben's Fortnite streamer.
Well, anyway, we'll skip that. That's up until the 3rd of November. Overwatch. This is something myself and Arrow are going to be jumping back into a bit more. Is Overwatch the Halloween Terror? Well, not that one exactly. Is it the Halloween Terror where they storm the gates? Is that the same kind of scenario?
They tried to storm the gate. Yeah, you got to defend.
This is one year they stormed the gate. Yeah, they stormed the.
Is it the same thing this year as well? Is it?
Yeah, on Eichenwald, they storm in the main castle door, and
Yeah.
you defend him from like Reaper, Junkrat Tires, and other heroes that spawn as bosses. So yeah.
Excellent. Destiny 2, Festival of Lost, which hasn't got long left. It's only got up till the 6th of November. I know that Neon, aka Scott, will be all over that.
Complete it. Complete it.
There you go. See? Told you. Hyperscape, Halloween event. Anybody been back on Hyperscape recently?
Dude,
I know
I
you
wanna
used
get
to
back
dabbled in
on.
that, but
I
I've
wanna
never,
get
I've never
back
played it yet.
Yeah, I want to get back
I know
on.
Scott found it quite hard. He couldn't find a gun for a good few games. So
I couldn't find a gun
You-
at all. I'm like,
You rage
people
quit
keep
after a
killing
while.
with miniguns. Oh, Jesus.
For Honor Monsters of the Other World, that's from the 22nd of October till the 12th of November, so you got a bit more time on that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that.
And yeah, I'll quickly run through the best bit of the show, free games.
Oh, before we move on, Ben, mate, I want to know: are you playing any of these Halloween events right now? Is any of these appealing to you?
Well, I've been getting back
haven't got
into
long
Destiny 2, but I haven't I haven't really done the event for Destiny 2. I uninstalled Warzone because it took up half my computer space.
Yep.
Yeah.
I play
quickly-
Apex, but I haven't really
Quickly
touched
jump in
that.
there. Warzone, new patch, we mentioned, was it last week or the week before? The new patch, you can now kind of just install Warzone and not the campaign, not the Spec Ops, not any of all the other bullshit side of things. So it does actually take up, well, a lot less than what it used to. So get that downloaded if you haven't got much space.
Yeah, I haven't really been playing any of the Halloween events.
No.
To be honest, no.
What about you guys? You guys playing any of these Halloween events?
Tarkov hasn't got one, I'm afraid, so no. me and T-Rex haven't seen any Halloween events on Tarkov, so unfortunately not. I do want to have a look at the Ark one, though. I need to get back in and check on our dinos and see if they're not dead yet. But yeah, I've usually they send some good Halloween vibes through Ark, so I might check that out tonight or tomorrow.
There are so many Halloween events that when I was writing this up and I was doing my research, it got a bit long in the tooth, and I thought no more. I mean, there's one for the Hunt, which we play, and I discovered that just moments ago, so I would have put that in other words. But there's so many events. I think there's one for Monster Hunter. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure there's one for Monster Hunter.
What do you guys?
Mario
What do you
just
guys?
mentioned it.
What do you guys think of the Hunt? I've been like so on and off trying to get it or not. Oh, okay,
Bruh.
never mind.
Wait for the movie.
Carry on, guys. You guys go for it.
It's got potential, but we fucking suck at that video game. We bought it on console. We bought it on console, and the frames per second just didn't do anything. We just couldn't do much. But then we got on PC, and honestly, I love it. I think it's great, but it's just everyone's so much better than we are. But the concept is good.
The day we got
Yeah.
melee to there with a fucking axe, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm not playing this game. No. I was like, I have a gun. I'm shooting you. Dude is literally out here axing people around. Like, no. I was like, no, I can't. No. So, no.
No, fair.
GTFO, on the other hand,
Yeah, I got that. That's good. That's
that's the one.
That's
good. Mm.
how long did it
That's a
take
lot
us to
of,
the
that's
first
a lot of
mission?
updates. 4
A
days?
month.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a month there. That was a long ass
So,
time. Anyways, back
yeah.
onto the free games. We can get the show wrapped up. It's been going on for an hour and a half now. Jesus Christ, just looked at the time. PlayStation Plus games for November is Bugs Nax. Never ever heard of that. PS5
Bugs
only.
Nax.
I've just been. Is that PS5 only? In brackets,
Yeah.
so
It
that's
looks
not
awesome,
out
by
yet.
the way.
Shadow of War. It's a Lord of the Rings Middle Earth game. And Hollow Knight. Sorry, that's on PlayStation Plus. Games
What
with
game?
gold for Games with gold for November is Origami Shadow Edition.
Awesome game.
Swim Sanity. Sorry, Origami is available from November the 1st to the 30th. Swim Sanity is available from November the 16th to December the 15th, so it'll be disappearing just after lockdown for everybody. Full Spectrum Warrior available from November the 1st till the 15th. So you've
Classic.
got much time on that. And Lego Indiana Jones, which is available from November the 16th till the 30th. Moving on to free with Epic Games Store. Epic Games has Blair Witch from the 29th of October till the 5th of November. And Ghostbusters, the video game remaster, which I've just downloaded. I'm tempted to play that on stream, maybe tomorrow. That's from the 29th of October till the 5th of November. Just a couple of notable headlines as well. Far Cry 6 and Rainbow Six Quarantine. Ubisoft has pushed two of its biggest games into the 2021 to 2022 year, meaning we won't see them until April at the earliest. And Sony to buy Crunchyroll for over 957 million.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw this.
This is big.
Holy shit.
This is big because I'm just quickly say this. They have,
Yeah.
I think they have Funimation as well, and now with Crunchyroll, as literally
Everything anime.
checkmates. Yeah, it's literally everything anime. Especially the fact that Funimation is very popular in North America. I don't know how big it is in like EU or whatever, but like that is huge. So
We're gonna start seeing Sony-chan waifus come up in the internet.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be very interesting, but yeah.
Yeah.
See.
I mean, I'm not quite sure how to process that really. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it'd be nice if they consolidated both apps, both websites, because I'm sick and tired of going between the two. Because I have a month on Crunchyroll, I have a month on Funimation, and I bounce between the two because I like dubbed as well as subbed. So I mean, who knows how that plays out? But again, somebody was going to react to that, and I was just bastards.
You know what?
I like what I like. All right,
It's okay.
I like what I like.
You're the host, so you can see what you want. It's fine.
Yes, I like dub. There are some
Marcel,
genuinely
thank you
good
very
dubs
much.
out there.
Flame him on the stream, please. Flame him and then unfollow. That's what you need to do.
Desal's going to unfollow you by the looks of things. Anyways, next thing on this is No Man's Sky, which I am interested in, is now available as a launch title on the PS5 and Series X. So that next gen update includes free upgrade to save transfers, 4K 60 frames per second, improved visuals, bigger worlds, greatly reduces loads, 32 player crossplay, which is awesome. Tempest 3D audio for the PS5 and haptic controls for the PS5, and the PSVR playable on PS5 as well, which is awesome news for the PlayStation people.
Yep.
Saying people like they're another race or something like that, or another alien species.
Those guys.
Those PS5 people. Hey. But yeah, that's everything from me. I'll hand it back to you, Mr. Neon.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, I'm quite excited for No Man's Sky Next Generation coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Have you guys played it?
I played it on release, and with all the bad reviews, I genuinely enjoyed it because it was like a really fresh experience. But the only problem was that you couldn't play it with your friends.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I genuinely really enjoyed No Man's Sky, despite all the trash reviews it had.
I think, I came up from playing that game, just real quick. I came from that game, and I realised that this game has potential. And it's going to sound really cheesy, but they have realised that potential. Co-op's in there in a big way. It feels more random. And this next-gen update has just obliterated those loading times. So anybody who's interested, hit me up because I'm going to play the shit out of that when it comes to Series X.
Speaking of
co-op
games, just real quick, Ono's mentioned this as well. 11th of this month, Godfall is coming out. Y'all need to be ready because that game is going to be epically good. I'm ready to be all over that. So I don't know if you heard about it, Ben, but I would recommend you check it out. It is really good. Really
I know of it. I just can't remember like which game it is because I'm just seeing so many. I will know when I see it. But I can't put the game to the name, if you know what I mean.
No,
Yeah, I got you.
Right, it looks really pretty. That's the first thing I noticed. But it's meant to be like a looter third-person action type game.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. Is that co-op?
Oh, it's that one. Yeah.
He knows.
This one, yeah.
The excitement.
Yeah, it's gonna be big.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, look forward to that. We've got a lot to look forward to. I mean, next gen consoles are out soon, ladies and gents. So not got long to wait.
9 more days, 10 more days, not long. I think it's the 10th for the Xbox. That's what I'm looking forward to. PS5 is
You'll-
another day for me.
You'll notice my moods like get better on a daily basis, starting from today.
Unless his order gets cancelled, then it'll slowly decline.
I've got two of them, man. I've got a backup. I was ready.
No,
I
you've
was
said
ready.
you're giving that to your
Well,
to Grant. So
I'm not. If one gets cancelled, I'm not going to give the other one away. All right, that's not
No,
happening.
you've said it now. You've said it. That
We'll see. We'll see. So let's wrap up, gents. It's been a long one. We've had a lot to talk about today. So just quickly, we'll do a little round table. What people playing, streaming, watching? Arrow, go straight to you first, mate.
Sure. So currently playing Control. I think I'm not sure if I'm halfway through the game, but I'm really liking it so far. It's a shame I can't play it on the highest setting on stream because if I
tell me
do,
about
it's literally
just bricks.
yeah, it's stop motion, like watching a slideshow. So I'm currently playing that, and I'm looking forward to playing Little Hope with you on Tuesday, which is the next chapter of the Dark Pictures anthropology. I don't even know how you said the last part of it. I think it's anthology. Okay, that was anthropology. Okay, yeah. So looking forward to playing that off stream. Playing Overwatch, Apex, a lot of Apex. So yeah, that's been pretty much on the gaming side. I'm currently watching the new season of Haikyuu, anime, Nobilis. Also, crap. I'm looking forward to. I think Doctor Stone is coming out. It's not next. No, that's something else. Okay, yeah. So those two animes are what's currently occupying me. Nothing yet on Netflix that has really caught me besides the normal docu series and whatnot. So, but yeah, you can catch me every day, Monday to Saturday on Twitch at A_R_O. I stream single player games from Monday to Thursday. Friday we play all the party games, whether it's Jackbox, Among Us, Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes, or we have the fighting part of it as well. And then Saturday we just do more pew-pews. So feel free to tune in any of those days. If you want to catch me off stream, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at A_R_O_2NG. I'm going to kill someone that has my name. But yes, you can catch me on there. Feel free to reach me out. There you go.
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, Christ, I know exactly what you're saying about Control. Just real quick, I can't run that game on full specs. I tried it with ray tracing, and it looked gorgeous as long as I was standing still. But I'm looking forward to watching more of that gameplay from you. Adam, Nuns and Moses, what are you playing, streaming, watching, and where can people find you?
I've been still loving the old talker with T-Rex. Found a new best friend now, T-Rex, and his Ollie and Tino. We've been playing a lot of Tarkov, but again, I am planning on playing a bit more Overwatch and Apex with Arrow. Gonna try and stream a bit of check out Ghostbusters, the video game remastered.
Just downloaded that.
To get that. Yeah, I've got that. It's on my desktop, ready to hit play. Watching. I've been falling asleep with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've been rewatching that from series 1.
Good man.
So, yeah, that's what I will be hopefully going to be jumping into Bly Manor, the Haunting of Bly Manor. Again, recommended by you, Scott, and I'm not sure if you watched it, Arrow. Again, recommended by Sheriff Fly as well. So, I loved the Haunting of Hill House, so yeah, gonna jump onto that this week maybe. But yeah, again, starting to stream again Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday from 8 p.m. onwards. And you can find me at twitch.tv/Nuns and Moses, and Moses has a 0. Please follow me. I'll try my best to get on at 8 o'clock. Might be slightly later, but depending on work. Again, with lockdown coming up,
yeah,
I'll probably be on a lot more.
Good stuff.
But
Good
yeah.
stuff. So, quickly, Ben, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. What are you currently playing, streaming, watching? Educate the community.
So I'm finishing up Evil Within 2 for Halloween, and I'll be going straight on to Death Stranding because my friend gifted me that because he wants to see me play it. I've been asking I really want to play this game, but I'm gonna wait till I save up for it. So he gifted it to me on Steam, so I'm gonna go straight into that. But I'm a variety streamer, so I'll be playing like single player, multiplayer, like here and there. Like League of Legends, Smite, like just a variety streamer from like Mondays to Fridays, 3 till 8 GMT.
Good lad. And do you have a Twitter, Instagram?
Yeah,
like
like all my handles is marzipan_TV, except for I've got like a second Instagram for my dog if you wanted to follow it,
Hey, yeah.
which is Harley Floppy Ears, all one word.
What was it? Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
Harley Floppy Ears. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm also on the 11th of November. I'm doing like a charity stream for veterans suffering from PTSD. They contacted me about it. They've given me like a pack so I can change up my stream and everything. So just it'd be cool to raise a bit of money for the soldiers and everything. And it's not just American soldiers; it's allied soldiers as well. So ours and other countries.
Very nice.
Fantastic.
Good lad. I've just placed your link in chat, guys. Please do check him out. He's fantastic.
Absolutely.
I caught. We spoke about this before the stream. But caught a few minutes of his. What game was that again? I forgot the name of it.
Evil Within 2.
Evil Within 2. Thank you. God, I'm tired. I'm tired of talking. But I was in stitches with the first minutes. It brings a lot of energy, and he's doing a lot of charity. So please go support this guy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Gent. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is ours, mate. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
So before we wrap things up, I want to talk about what I'm playing, streaming, and watching because nobody's asked me yet. Selfish
Neo
bastards.
or Sekiro or
Destiny.
Oh yeah. I guess all of the above, really.
No, what are you
streaming,
watching, playing, etc.?
I've had a bit of a break this week. Work has been weird, but we'll put it that way. So I'm looking forward to jumping back into Sekiro again. The new updates come out, so I've got a lot of bosses to kill, skins to earn, etc. I'm done with Destiny. I've blitzed it until next week, I think. And I've just started watching on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Blood of Zeus, an animation.
Yeah, I had that marked to watch. Is it
I
good?
saw that pop up.
Yeah.
It's good. I recommend it. It's a twist on an age-old tale, and I dig it. It's visually absolutely stunning. I watched the first episode. I said to myself, "Oh, I'll watch this quickly before I fall asleep." The next thing I know, it's 3 a.m. and I'm still fucking watching it. So yeah, loving that. And that's it, really. I don't really know what I'm going to do once I finish Sekiro. Obviously, me and Arrow are doing, for the 7th time, me and Arrow are doing Last Hope? No, that's Star Wars. We're playing, we're playing a horror game, a co-op horror game. Check us out, and you can follow me at twitch.tv/neondemonfall. And my Twitter handle is at neon_demon4. And if you want to follow any of us, our details are below. Mozpan's link is in the chat. Follow him. You can also follow the ATF community on Twitter and on YouTube at abovethefold_1. And if you want to join the Discord, feel free to do so. Our link is in the description below. Just look down a bit. Look down.
Yeah, you'll see Arrow playing a bit of Phasmo again because he loves that game.
Let's not talk about this. Okay, carry on.
So yes,
Blair Witch is free at the moment, Ari. So
October is done. Okay, no. No.
We'll save that for next year, shall we?
No.
Right. So just a big shout out to Oh No's, Maru, Sheriff Fly, Clash, Okami. God, we've got everyone in here today.
All the raids, all the follows. Thank you.
£10. Yes, thank you so much for the raids. Love you guys, and thank you again, Mozpan. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much.
And Scott, Femi, Adam, Mozpan, take care. See you next time.
Goodbye.